Hello friends, I will be discussing today that is the law of demand. What is the statement of law of demand? This law is given by Marshall. He explained, other things being equal, quantity demanded of a commodity increases with a fall in its own price and diminishes when its own price increases. It means what? The demand for the product increases with fall in its own price. When the price of the product is less, demand for the product is more, and demand for the product is less when the price increases. So other things being equal means other factors affecting the demand should not change. When other factors affecting the demand remain same, means income of the consumer should remain same, population should remain same, advertisement expenses should remain same, price of related goods should remain same. There is no change in other factors. In that case, the demand for the product increases. When there is more demand, with the fall in its own price. When the price of the product falls, the demand for the product increases, and diminishes means the demand decreases when its price increases. So this is the statement of law of demand. When the price is more, demand for the product is less, and when the price is less, demand is more. And this law is explained with the help of schedule, that is a demand schedule, or we can say demand function. What by demand schedule or function? It is a list or it is a table which shows quantity demanded by a consumer at different price level. When the price of the product is 10, what is the demand? When it is 8, what is the demand? So the table which shows quantity demanded by the consumer at different price level is called demand schedule or demand function. So you have to write one imaginary schedule. So price, there are two columns. Second one is quantity demanded. Price, it is in terms of rupees, and it is here in terms of units. Take any number. Suppose you are taking 100. So go on reducing the price. 100, 80, 60, 40, 20. And take the small number. When the price is more, demand should be less. And when the price is less, demand for the product should be more. So we are starting from 20. That is 40. Go on increasing. So this is a demand schedule. This schedule tells when the price of the product is rupees 100, the demand is 20. When the price is 20, the demand for the product is 100. When the price of the product decreases from 100 to 20, the quantity demanded increases from 20 to 100. He buys 100 units, and when it is 100 rupees per unit, he buys only 20 units. So when the price is more, demand for the product is less, and when the price is less, demand for the product is more. How to write the schedule? Take any number, price that is you want, and go on reducing it. And the demand for the product, quantity demanded, take small number and increase it. Suppose you have taken 100, 80, 60, 40, 20. You reverse the table 20, 40. So you will get the demand schedule or demand function. Or any number, start with the lowest and go on increase. Suppose if it is 100, 100, 90, 70, whatever that is you want, you reduce it. And suppose you are starting from here 50, 50, 100, go on increasing it. So you will get the demand schedule. No need to per head. Take one highest number, decrease it. Lowest number, increase it here. Otherwise, if it is not possible, take one number and decrease and reverse it. You will get the demand schedule. Then you have to explain when the price of the product was rupees 100, quantity demanded was 20 units. Price decreased from 100 to 20 units and the quantity demanded increased from 20 to 100 units. So this table shows there is an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. Price and quantity demanded moves in the opposite direction. Then you have to write the demand curve. What by demand curve? Graphical representation of demand schedule. Whatever the information is shown on the demand schedule, we represent it, we show it on the graph and we get the curve, and that is called as demand curve. So what my demand curve? Graphical representation of demand schedule. So then you have to draw the demand curve. First you have to mark the axis and you have to label it. What is shown on x axis and what is shown on y axis. Then you have to draw the demand curve. This is our demand curve. So now it slopes downward because when the price is more, demand is less. When the price is less, demand is more. No? So it comes from top to down. So what is the explanation of the diagram? Quantity demanded is shown on x-axis and price on y-axis. DD, you have to write the alphabet. DD. DD is the demand curve which slopes downward. It comes down from left to right. And what it tells, what it indicates, there is an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. When the price is more, demand is less. When the price is less, demand for the product is more. So this is the demand curve and you have to explain it. Then the next one is assumptions. What are the assumptions of law of demand? So it is assumed that the income of the consumer should remain same. In this law, what is assumed? When you will get this result? When the income of the consumer remains same. When there is change in the income, the law is not applicable. If the income of the consumer increases, even the price is more, demand is more. No? So that's why it is assumed there should not be change in the income of the consumer. Income of the consumer should remain same. Then only we will get this result. Then the second one is population. So the size of the population should remain same, or the number of consumers should remain same. And if there is a change in the number of consumer or the size of the population, the law will not operate or the law will not function. Then the third one is taste and preference. It is assumed that the taste and preference of the consumer should remain same. If there is a change in the taste, the law will not work. Suppose if he likes the other product, change in his taste, automatically the demand for the product will come down even though the price is less. So it is assumed there should not be change in the taste and preference of the consumer. Then there is no change in taxation. It is assumed there is no change in the levels of taxation. The tax rate should remain same. Suppose the income tax. If there is change in the rate of income tax, automatically the demand for the product will change. The disposable income will affect. It will affect the disposable income. The disposable income depends on the tax rate. What my disposable income? The income which is left after payment of tax. So suppose take for example the person is earning 1 lakh and he has to pay 10,000 as a tax. 90,000 will remain. He can spend only 90,000. The income which is left after payment of tax is called disposable income. If the tax rate is more, disposable income will be less and demand will be less. So it is assumed that there should not be change in the taxation. Then the fifth one, new product. It is assumed that no new product should be introduced. There is no introduction of new product in the market, and if the new product introduced in the market, that will disturb the consumer. Consumer will prefer the new product, and that's why it is in the law. It is no new product should be introduced during that period. If it is introduced, the law will not function. Then the sixth one, it is the expectations of the consumers. Consumers should not expect rise or fall in the price of the product, and if we expect rise or fall in the price of the product, the law will not work. For example, if we expect rise in the price, even though the price is more, demand for the product is also more. Then the next aspect in the law of demand is exceptions. The law of demand is not applicable in case of necessaries of life. So that is essentials. Even though the price of the product is more or less, we will buy the same quantity. So the law is not applicable. For example, salt. Even though the price of the salt is more or less, we will buy the same quantity. Take for example, to prepare curry, you need 2 spoons of rice. If it is a costly, you will put 1 spoon? No. You will put the 2 spoons. If it is cheap, you will put 4 spoon, 5 spoon? No. So the same quantity will use it. So the law is not applicable in case of necessaries. Whatever may be the price, the demand will remain same. The second one, prestige goods. The law will not applicable in case of prestige goods like costly furniture, clothes or jewelry. The law is not applicable because these are purchased by the rich people. So that is the rich people will not take into consideration. Many rich people, they buy even though the price more, even though the price is high. Even the price is more, they buy more. So the law is not applicable in case of prestige goods. Then the given goods. The law is not applicable in case of given goods. They are defined as those goods whose price effect is, that is, the price effect is positive, income effect is negative. It means what? When the price is more, demand is also more. When the price is less, demand for the product is less. Or if the income of the consumer increases, he will not buy the given goods, inferior goods. He will go for superior goods. It in the opposite way it will move. So the demand for such product, that is, will change in the opposite way. That is, when the price is more, demand is more. When the price is less, demand is less. So the in case of given goods, the law is not applicable. And the same, the fourth one, if there is a change in the taste or habits of the consumers, then the law is not applicable. Even though the price is less, suppose he doesn't like, he will not buy it. So this is the fourth one. Already I have explained in the assumption. Then the expectations. If the consumer expect the rise or fall in the price of the commodity, the law is not applicable. Suppose he expect fall in price, even though the price is less, he will not buy it. So in that case, the law is not applicable. So this is all about the law of demand. You have to write statement, demand schedule, demand curve, assumptions and exceptions. Okay.